Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is to analyze what happens when a master of persuasion goes up against pure, raw resistance.
We're looking at an audio clip of a real estate agent, Richard, who is cold calling a homeowner trying to sell his property by himself, an FSBO.
And this isn't just any seller. This guy, Bob, he's already tried agents, he's not impressed, and he says he gets about 200 calls selling on his own through Kijiji.
Exactly. So he thinks he's winning. And that's the immediate problem for Richard. He can't just promise more. He has to first prove that Bob's entire strategy is, well, fundamentally broken.
So how does he do that? How does he start chipping away at that confidence in those 200 calls?
He goes straight for the source. He
Yeah.
dismisses the platform itself. He says, look, most of those calls are just other agents like me fishing for a listing.
They're not real buyers.
Not at all. And then he disqualifies Kijiji itself. He frames it as a place for, lawnmowers, coffee machines, stuff like that.
Right, low-stakes items. He's saying serious buyers for a serious asset, like a house. They're just not looking there.
Exactly. He forces Bob to question the quality of his leads, not just the quantity.
Okay, so once he plants that seed of doubt about the volume, he immediately pivots. He raises the stakes to legal risk.
He does. And Bob has a comeback ready. He says, that's why I have a lawyer who takes care of all that nonsense.
Which sounds like a solid defense.
It sounds like one, but Richard just masterfully picks it apart. He points out that a lawyer only handles the paperwork at the very end.
After the deal is already made.
Right. They don't sell, they don't negotiate. And he points out that a huge percentage of property lawsuits come from private sales because, and I'm quoting him, there's no agent there to keep things in line.
That's the real danger he's highlighting. A buyer claiming later, oh, he told me I could build something here, and now you're in court.
Precisely. And to just, hammer that point home, he uses this brilliant rhetorical question.
Oh, I love this part, he asks him.
Have you ever seen a lawyer with a private sign outside their house? The implication is just devastating. The experts themselves won't take that risk.
So now that he's established the legal and financial danger, he switches to why he is the solution.
Yes, and he builds his credibility so quickly. He mentions he's a born salesperson, raised in the markets in England, but then he hits him with the hard numbers.
The numbers are key. This is what any realtor listening should really pay attention to. He quantifies his value.
He says he's in the top 7% of agents who sell 93% of the homes. And not just that, he's in the top 100 out of more than 70,000 agents on the board.
He's not just an agent, he's an elite performer.
And he proves it with an anecdote. He talks about his mentor, Romano, who told him to call private sellers just to test them.
And what did he find?
He found they never asked the basic pre-qualifying questions, are you renting or buying? What's your deposit? He's showing Bob there's a skill to this that he's completely missing.
He even tells a story about going beyond the board where he actually asked to speak directly to a buyer to sell them on the property himself.
And it worked. He's showing, I will do things other agents won't to get the job done for you.
It's all just a masterclass. So after all this, after dismantling Bob's whole strategy and building his own value, how does he close?
With a very low commitment offer. He doesn't ask to list the property.
Not at all.
He just says, let me come and see it, 9 a.m. tomorrow.
And the hook is that the worst case scenario is still a win for Bob. I bring you a buyer anyway. It's a brilliant low-pressure close.
It is. The seller agrees immediately.
And I think the lesson for any realtor, really for anyone in sales, is that true persuasion here wasn't about a better marketing plan. It was about quantifying the risk of the other guy's plan and then proving you have a high-performance process.
That's the core of it. Richard successfully moved the conversation away from quantity, those 200 calls, to quality and security. And that, I think, raises a question for you, for anyone listening.
Go on.
In your own profession, when you're trying to define your value, what's the metric your client is focused on? Is it volume or is it security? And are you doing enough to show them the real risk of choosing the wrong one?
That's a powerful thought to end on. That's all for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.